Introduction to the threats of foreign animal diseases, or FADs. Emergency animal diseases consist of dangerous emerging foreign and endemic diseases that may result in far-reaching consequences and require immediate action to control and contain. Foreign animal diseases, also referred to as FADs, are serious animal diseases that have either been eradicated from or have never occurred in the United States. This video will use FADs to depict the critical activities and consequences associated with outbreaks of emergency animal diseases. A widespread FAD outbreak can disrupt the food supply chain. In poultry and livestock populations, FADs can cause high morbidity and mortality rates. Some FADs pose a public health risk. Avian influenza, for example, can be zoonotic and infect humans. FADs are regulatory diseases and cannot be handled effectively on an individual basis, but instead are addressed by regulatory veterinarians, epidemiologists, and public health officials. Foot-and-mouth disease is endemic in large portions of the world. Disease-causing agents, such as viruses and bacteria, can move across continents on a traveler's body, clothing, or possessions. Contaminated animal feed and imported food ingredients can spread an FAD. Diseases can also be introduced via acts of bioterrorism. An FAD outbreak can have significant trade and economic consequences and must be taken seriously. The 2001 foot-and-mouth disease outbreak in the United Kingdom caused around $4 billion in losses to UK agriculture and the food supply chain. Timely and rapid response efforts are key factors in the overall cost of disease eradication. According to a University of California Davis study, the median economic impact of a foot-and-mouth disease outbreak in California would be between $2.3 and $69 billion. Findings show a direct correlation between response delays and increased costs. An FAD outbreak can also cause major economic losses for an individual premises owner as well as supporting industries, such as transportation providers, feed mills, livestock markets, processors, and many more. Direct costs of an FAD outbreak include the costs of indemnity, depopulation, disposal, and cleaning and disinfection. There are also indirect costs associated with an FAD outbreak, from shutdown of exports and loss of farm income and taxes to loss of consumer confidence. An FAD outbreak can have other severe consequences, such as animal loss, trade implications at regional and national levels, psychological toll on producers, overwhelming limited resources, negative impact on public health and our environment, disruption of backyard, hobby, and pet husbandry, disruption of events such as county fairs, closure and bankruptcy of industries or businesses, job loss, increased animal product prices, and reliance on imported products. According to the USDA National Response Plan, in the event of an FAD outbreak, the goals of response are to detect, control, and contain the disease in animals as quickly as possible, to eradicate the FAD using strategies that stabilize animal agriculture, the food supply, and the economy, and protect public health and the environment, and to provide science and risk-based approaches and systems to facilitate continuity of business. These response efforts help ensure continuous supply of safe and wholesome food to consumers by maintaining the continuity of business with secure food supply programs. FAD response and surveillance is not just a national priority, but an international one as well. The international organization that keeps track of member nations and their disease statuses is called the World Organization for Animal Health, also referred to as the WOAH. The WOAH serves three main objectives: provide information on animal health worldwide, coordinate research on and control of important animal diseases, harmonize trade regulations involving animals and animal products. The United States is a WOAH member nation and has a responsibility to report detections of FADs. Detections of WOAH monitored diseases may downgrade the current disease status and impact the US international trade standing. Therefore, following an outbreak, the US will strive to regain a desirable status. The WOAH Terrestrial Animal Health Code facilitates international trade of animals and animal products. Member nations infected with an FAD outbreak who adhere to the WOAH terrestrial code in order to eradicate the disease are eligible to have their disease-free status reinstated. Nations can demonstrate on the world stage that they have eradicated the FAD, enabling their animals and animal products to compete successfully within the global marketplace. The prevention, detection, immediate containment and eradication of FADs are high priorities. USDA and state animal health officials publish reportable health conditions annually, and these lists are used to educate livestock owners, laboratory and veterinary practitioners on their responsibilities for early reporting of any FAD suspicious cases. State and federal animal health officials will conduct thorough investigations on suspected cases to rule out FADs. This concludes our introduction to the threats of foreign animal diseases as an example of emergency animal diseases. Early disease detection is critical to implementing strategies to control, contain, and eradicate diseases as soon as possible. Watch the next video to learn about conducting an FAD investigation.